So Hitman is a popular stealth-based video game franchise where you obviously play as a hitman, which began back in 2000. Since then, they have released 8 games, including one which was released today as of filming, January the 20th, titled Hitman 3. As Hitman is relevant at this moment in time, I thought now is a good time to look back and review some of the Hitman movies. There have been 2. There's one from 2007 just titled Hitman, and then there's one from 2015 titled Hitman Agent 47. They're not connected. The one from 2015 isn't a sequel or anything. They're 2 separate Hitman movies, but I'm going to cover them both in my next 2 videos, starting with today's Hitman 2007 movie review. Hitman follows a professional assassin known only as Agent 47. He gets caught up in a dangerous political takeover. He flees across Eastern Europe hoping to find out who set him up and why. However, his growing attachment to a beautiful but traumatized young woman poses as great a threat to his survival as that of the Interpol and Russian agents who are hunting him down. So that is the synopsis of this movie, but what I'm going to try to add to my videos now is I'm going to cover the IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes scores before I get into it. Just a little experiment. I used to do it afterwards along with my rating, but I feel like it helps the video flow when it's here. So currently on Rotten Tomatoes, Hitman has a 16%, which is a really bad score. But in terms of an audience score, it has a 57%, which is a lot better. So you can see the divide between critics and audiences. And as for IMDb, it has a 6.3 rating, which it's not really the worst score to have. To find out my score in a sec, we'll get there after we get through my pros and cons, which we will do now. So those were my pros. As you could probably tell, or you're a bit confused, I don't have any. So I've just jumped straight ahead to the cons because I have quite a few to say about them. What makes these Hitman games so interesting and intriguing is that Agent 47 pretty much feels like a machine. He's absolutely heartless. He's been raised like that from a young age. He doesn't hesitate to do some bad things, whether that's to assassinate someone, literally just take out an innocent person who might have spotted him doing something bad. But translating that onto the big screen with him as the main character, he was always going to be the main character, but having a lead which doesn't really have that personality, it can be hard to make you follow the movie, and that's what happens here. But their attempts at giving him character and like a personality, it kind of betrays the actual video game, so it's very frustrating, especially when they make him vulnerable for this girl. You know, it's such a silly plot line that they make him kind of start to like Olga Kurilenko's Nika. And by the way, her herself, she was very over the top and over-sexualized, to the point it had me rolling my eyes and kind of laughing at how silly it was. But frankly, the worst thing about this movie for me personally was the script. Now, video game movies, they're not always going to be memorable. They just want to, adapt something for the fans of the video games, and a lot of the times there's a lot of disappointment involved and many negative reviews. But the least you can do is nail the script or have it somewhat decent or average. This here, no. It's awful. And I would like to blame it on the script, but also a big part of this movie's failure is Timothy Olyphant. He feels really awkward in the main role. He doesn't feel like, I don't know if it's because I'm not used to seeing him bald. His acting, it felt very awkward and inconsistent. Awkward really is the perfect way to describe it. If you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. He doesn't seem very comfortable, and it's really hard to care for him or find him as cool as he was in those video games. I just find him really silly in this movie. Other things forced into his character are a sense of humour, which it betrays the soullessness he has in the video games. Once again, I understand because it's always going to be hard, but it just doesn't feel anything like the video game at all. The least this movie can do is give us some nice, cool action, but even that, it's very standard and it's very cut or changes between shots, different angles, and actually misses the whole point of the action. Especially in a year where Bourne Identity came out, it was really, really hard for this movie to establish anything new or exciting in that genre. You could argue that Bourne Identity had ambitions, unlike this movie, as it was just trying to translate the video game series to screen, but even so, the plot is what you'd expect, very straightforward plot, very cliche. We've seen it many times in other movies. If you want to see some cliche action movies, there are many better options than watching this one. Hitman was always going to be not a great film. It was always going to be something to supply fan service to OGs of the video game franchise, but it can't even supply that. All round, it's an awful movie. No one really enjoys it, not even fans of the games. I'm quite a big fan of the games. I haven't played them all, but even I was really disappointed in this. It could have just been a standard action movie, but it had no redeeming qualities. So, in terms of score, I'm going to give Hitman 2007 a 49%. Yeah, I don't recommend watching it, and as I said in my cons, it's a really cliche action movie, so if you wanted to watch a cliche action movie which doesn't have any ambitions, it's quite silly, there are many, many better options than this one. But thank you for watching my review of Hitman. Please let me know in the comments if you have seen this movie and what did you think of it. Can't imagine many people who really enjoyed it. Also let me know in the comments if you have played or are intending to buy Hitman 3, the video game. I'm still unsure, but if I do end up playing it, I will make sure to put a review out for it. Please like and subscribe, it would really mean a lot. My goal at the moment is 1,000 and we're quite far off there, so I can't reach that without your support. If you want to see my Hitman Agent 47 review, that will be out tomorrow, or if you're watching this in the future, yeah, it'll be the video after this, and I'm sure it'll be recommended as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.